Hello, this is Reverend Dr. Anthusa Helena, owner, founder, and developer of Sollite for healing and conscious awakening. Sollite's mission is to heal the illusion of separation both individually and globally, the core cause of illness and disease within ourselves and our planet today. Sollite offers private individual sessions and also group sessions, as well as integrative medicine program trainings geared towards bridging the gap between medicine and spirituality. Today's topic for the podcast is on death and disease. I know this is a pretty heavy or serious topic, but it also is one that has been calling my attention recently. So I wanted to share my ideas with you as well as my feelings. Starting off with a quote from Buddha from Dhammapada, verse 277. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. Death and sickness have been on my mind recently because I have a few old good friends who are facing serious illness presently, and some also recently have had long stays in hospitals, and in either case seem to be nearing the end of their lives here on earth. It all makes me feel really sad, as I will be missing them. I will miss being able to reach out to them and spend time together, and even just pick up the phone and talk to see if not to see them in person. If I don't see them in person, just usually picking up the phone and talking, or even on social media and Facebook Messenger, other ways I communicate as well. Long-time good friends who I have spent much time with in the past, sometimes just fun going out, and sometimes being with them through heartbreak. I also often regularly observe and watch the death of my own ego as the awakening process occurs, as I shift to raise to higher levels of consciousness, if not only for my own self, but for students, friends, colleagues, and clients who have come to me for healing and spiritual guidance, or in training programs along the way, as well as others in my own field of business that do the same type of work in various ways. Like the Sufi Proverb says, die before you die. It all becomes an interesting process to witness in myself and others. How grateful and blessed I am for this opportunity. So, now down to some facts. The mind creates disease. The mind creates it because it is a reflection of the thought processes and inner dialogue we have running repetitively as conditioned tapes. on its own, as well as cellular memory held with our own selves on many layers and levels of our being, whether it be on the physical, mental, emotional, energetic, soul levels, or other realms of spiritual parts and aspects of our makeup. So important to heal all these components, because you are not really complete until you integrate and heal yourselves in all these levels of our being holistically. All disease comes from consciousness. As Sollite advocates, healing the illusion of separation, individually and globally, as one of its main missions. Death itself comes from consciousness. The belief in death, of course, has often been something I've pondered throughout my life. For example, as do we really have to die the physical body? Or is it a completely optional choice to do so? For as far as some of my metaphysical teachers have expressed, in other dimensions, there are other options other than dying the physical body. I do not know the absolute truth on this matter, therefore will not comment my opinion at the moment here. What do you believe? Very few people want to admit, confront, and integrate the truth that death is purely a product of the mind. Now, it is not as simple as saying that our thinking some kind of terrible, evil thought, and therefore over years and years of thinking that thought creates an illness, like brain cancer, for example. It is not that simple. The mind is where all the memories are stored. But where is your mind? It's everywhere, isn't it? It's in the body, it's in the energy field, and elsewhere. The memory charges are stored in our cells as cellular memory. They're stored in the brain as belief systems and trauma and conditioned habits, as well as being stored in the soft tissues and muscles and organs of the body, the blood, the bones, the energetic systems, and our soul realm too, etc. So it is not necessarily the conscious mind that creates disease. Much more typically, it is the unconscious mind that is completely addicted to separation and duality, with the subconscious mind directing the show. So there is that, and then there is this to factor into the entire whole viewpoint. The extreme pollution on the surface of our planet has reached formidable levels. There is so much invisible pollution that you are unaware of also. It is overwhelming. If we couple that with the fact that for most people there is a storehouse full of demons in the unconscious and subconscious mind running amok, it becomes very clear how people generate disease. It did not require vast industrial pollutants, unhealthy eating habits, and even if we eat healthy, our food sources are not pure. And then add fear to the mix, coupled with division, both outwardly in this world and inwardly within our own conscious and unconscious minds. You have quite a recipe for disaster, or an open door allowing illness and ultimate physical death to enter the arena. Exasperated that what is going on internally and externally on the surface of the planet means that we are having difficulties just staying alive and surviving, let alone living a life of prosperity, happiness, and success that would cause us to thrive. It does mean that the understanding of how the mind works is paramount. It means that the relationship between the mind, body, and soul must be purified, and the body itself must be purified, or rest assured there will be disease. Things are just seemingly too far gone on our planet for that not to be true. It sure makes me want to throw in the towel and just give up sometimes. Maybe too often than I ought to be thinking about that, I have noticed. It takes great vigilance to stay alive and to thrive in today's world. That is the simple reason why many will not opt for their thrive opportunity this lifetime. The overwhelm is huge. So, as I watch presently a really good long-time friend of mine choosing to opt for dying instead of still remaining here, I surrender to their choice, even though, selfishly, I want them to stay alive and remain here with me. Honestly, I reluctantly accept their choice and observe that many others will simply become exhausted and also choose to make transition and leave. That is perfectly acceptable. For when they choose to succumb, truly they are finished with their life. I really did not want to bring an issue that possibly could bring some downward thoughts during the holiday season. However, I also know that usually people want to make New Year's resolutions once the new year comes in. And when that happens, I also really feel deeply that a letting go process and a surrender process, or an emptying out, needs to happen before we refill with new wishes and desires and resolutions that we intend to seemingly manifest in our lives in the new year. So really, this topic is timely because we have 1 month left in this year, and it is time to let go and just reevaluate what we've done throughout this past year. Maybe even clean out some closets, but also clean out our own inner worlds and thoughts, and let go of what no longer serves us as we enter into the new year and desire to create and manifest some new resolutions. A reminder to let go first, empty out the container, create a void, and then fill it up again with your new manifestations and desires. If you'd like more details about Sollite's work, about my own biography, testimonials from people that I've worked down or with throughout many years of my private practice, please log on to www.sollite.com. That's SOLLITE.com. For more podcasts and information, you can go on to the YouTube channel at Sollite and Thusa Helena. Look at the various topics, and whatever resonates with you, you may audio review, but also there's some Facebook Live videos there as well. And remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, to like my Facebook business page if it resonates with you, which is Sollite and Thusa Helena. If you're on LinkedIn, do connect there as well. And feel free, if you're interested in an integrative medicine program, on my website, if you would like to consider enrolling in the training program, you do get a free complimentary call to discover whether it is the right fit for you to enroll and apply for the training programs. Okay, have a wonderful day. It was a delight and a blessing to share my thoughts with you today. I wish you all the best and am grateful to have you in my life. Be well.